and welcome to Math Appeal. A puzzle shared is
a
puzzle enjoyed. I'm Susan Okereke.
And I'm Bobby Seagull.
And while you're at home, we'd like to share the fun of maths puzzles with you on our new YouTube channel.
Our Maths Appeal mission is to make maths accessible to everyone. It's something that we obviously feel really strongly about as maths teachers. And we want to show that not only is fun, but it's everywhere.
And every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll post a video on other maths puzzle and we'll give you our solutions.
And we'd love you to share your solutions. And why are we doing this whole thing?
So we're doing this because we know that people, that's children and adults, find problem solving difficult.
And we want to share strategies and approaches to tackling problems and puzzles to show that everyone can do it.
Social media wise, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and obviously here on YouTube at Maths Appeal.
So let's recap the last puzzle we did, Susan. What was the puzzle?
Right, the last puzzle we did, our first puzzle actually, was, second puzzle even, was about, my top tells you, cats. So it's, our friend Jenny has 2 cats. Each cat eats a quarter of a tin of cat food each day, quarter. Jenny buys 8 tins of cat food. Has Jenny bought enough cat food to feed her 2 cats, 2, for 14 days? 14 days. Show you're working. So that was our puzzle.
So I'm trying to think, the key bit of information in this puzzle, obviously Jenny is central to this puzzle. Jenny is central. She's got 2 cats.
Other people do have cats too as well though, Bobby.
Yeah, but it could be dogs. Cats are easier than dogs, aren't they, to manage, I think.
But let's loving. Sorry.
What's the key information here? So what are the key information? So I guess what the 2 cats we need to know, yeah?
Yep.
There's 2 cats. Then we have each one eats a quarter of a tin per day. Quarter of a tin.
Yep.
And then anything else it says, I guess it says she buys 8 tins.
Yep. That's the next bit of info.
And then I guess the puzzle itself is asking us, can she feed her 2 cats for 14 days?
Yeah.
So I've got all the right information so far, haven't I?
Yep, that's pretty much the key stuff there.
So the way I'd approach it is I'd say per day, 2 times a quarter, lots of tins are eaten. So per day there's 2 quarters. That's a half a tin per day. So half a tin per day is eaten.
Yeah, and that's for the 2 cats, yeah?
2 cats.
Yeah.
So 14 days times it by half is the same as 14 divided by 2. That gives us 7 tins used over the 8. Oh, no. Yeah. 7 tins used over the 14 days. So she has just about enough. Is that right?
She's got about enough. Yeah, that's kind of, So, and there's 2 different ways of doing it. So the way I worked it out was a similar idea, was we were given that 1 cat is equal to a quarter of a tin, and that's 1 day, right? So 1 cat, quarter of a tin, 1 day, yeah? So that's 2 cats, which is what she has, equals half a tin for 1 day. Ooh. So this, for me, is a key bit of info, yeah?
Oh, so it's almost like you're setting up the ratios at the start.
Yeah, so I'm just sort of saying, and then I'm going to use this thing called the double number line, which I learned recently, where you have, if we kind of see
double number line. Never heard of this.
You never heard of a double? Oh, all right. So this is our double number line. If you've heard about it, get in touch. And how it works, I'm going to put here that we've got a number of days against the number of tins used, okay? And so we know that on 0 days, no tins are used, yeah? And then we also know that half a tin is 1 day. Happy with that, yeah?
Yeah.
And we've been told that we have 8 tins, yeah?
Yes,
So
got that.
how do I go? So from a half to 8 tins, I've times by 16. So how many days is that? That's 1 times 16, so that's 16 days. So 8 tins will last for 16 days.
Slightly different approach. You've gone for seeing how much you can maximize. Because mine was just, can she
Yeah.
fit it in that period? Okay.
But then I'll show you on the double number line how to do it your way.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. Is you've said, so we've got double number line again. We've got days, and we've got tins.
Yeah.
0, 0, and then we've got 1 day is equal to half a tin, and then you've said we want how many days? 14 days.
14 days, yeah.
Right. So 14 days. We've times by 14, so then a half times by 14 is 7 tins. So it's the same idea as what you said.
I like the visual. It shows it very sort of in a linear fashion.
So it's funny because actually, so we had actually a number of people kind of got in touch with us to share the solution, which is brilliant. And the second one I just showed, our mutual friend Emily Curtis Harper did this one.
Thank you, Emily Curtis Harper.
And then we had loads of people actually kind of getting in touch and sort of sharing their solutions, which we're going to put on our Instagram and our Twitter. So big shout out to Chris, is it Haig on Twitter, who kind of was the first person to get involved and give us a solution. So then we have Lauren Bradley, who's a massive Cats fan. Not quite a massive fan of maths, but
the musical or
yeah, the film that was really.
Oh God, that was
terrible.
Judy Dench hasn't watched the film yet. She's not seen the film.
She shouldn't watch it. No. So Lauren Bradley, she's like in East London. She did. She gave us a solution as well on Instagram. She's actually, I know her, she's a good friend of mine, and she's not like a massive fan of maths, but she got well involved in this one, which is wonderful, and that's exactly what I want to see more of. Big shout out to Calix in Philadelphia, who also shared his solution. Chloe Harper as well. Big shout out to Chloe Harper, and also a massive shout out to Axel in Glasgow, who's like 6 years old, 5 years old, I think, and his mum Sean, who sent us a great photograph of them using actual cat food and drawing on them. So yeah, you'll see all those solutions in a bit. So like, there's so many different ways of doing it, which is really exciting.
Oh, it's wonderful. Hopefully, we'll get like more and more people getting involved.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The whole point of this is to show that maths is for everyone. Exactly. And for those of you who did do it and want a little bit of an extension, like now we know that Jenny has enough cat food for her 14 days. For a question to stretch your brains, how much, if she was to have it suddenly get an extra cat who ate the same amount of food as the other 2 cats, how far would the 8 tins go? How many days would that actually last for? So can you think of any other extension questions based on that question? So you can let us know.
Oh, exciting.
Exciting. Okay, right. So we've done that one. So Bobby, it's time for our next one, I think. Our next puzzle. So what's this about? What are we talking about this time?
Okay, this week's puzzle is all about election fever. We've got 3 animals standing for election as king of the jungle.
Oh gosh, yes.
And in this one, the leopard wins twice as many votes as the zebra. Twice as many votes as the zebra. And the zebra wins twice as many votes as the polar bear.
In the jungle, Bobby.
In the jungle, exactly. We're all about equality here.
Sure.
56,000 animals voted for one of their 3 candidates. So how many animals voted for the leopard?
Right. So, okay, brilliant. So we've got 3 animals in the jungle. The leopard has how much?
Twice as many votes as a zebra.
Boom. Okay. And then
twice as many as the polar bear.
Right. And how many in total did they?
56,000 vote for one of the 3 candidates. So your question is, how many animals voted for the leopard as king of the jungle? King.
Right. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We don't necessarily want you to talk too much about the fact that polar bears don't reside in the jungle, do we? Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
You'll hurt his feelings. He doesn't know
that. But the maths question is kind of key here. If you have any issues about realism, then we can discuss it separately. Okay? So have a go and please send us your solutions as a picture. If you're feeling brave, maybe even a video. Crazy. And we're at Maths Appeal on Twitter and on Instagram.
So, as you can see, we've got high-tech works going on here. The DJ playing our theme tune. Please like and share this video because we're so technical at Maths Appeal, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, you've been watching Maths Appeal with me, Susan Okereke, and Mr. Bobby Seagull.
Remember, a puzzle shared is
a puzzle enjoyed.
Hey, see you guys next week.
See you on Tuesday, next Tuesday.